Raiders at the Bears without
Raiders
Justin
at the Bears.
Fields.
I mean,
If we
I
want to
had the
predict this
Raiders.
one, it should be pretty easy.
Yeah.
Right,
I think I'm gonna take the Raiders.
With Justin
I think I'm gonna take the Raiders.
Really, yeah, even with Justin Fields, I was still pretty confident on the Raiders. The Raiders will win by at least a touchdown now.
I'll take the Raiders in this
Well,
game
easily.
if Devontae Adams just dies overnight. Like,
Even then, I mean, like, it's Tyler Bajan is starting. He's not good. Yeah, exactly. He's a rookie.
He's not good.
I think he was undrafted. He's not good.
He's not very good.
It's AJ. What's your pick? Raiders. And James.
Raiders. Yep, I think it's a pretty easy one.
It's a pretty easy one. That one.
Yeah, it's gonna be the Raiders.
We've got the Browns at the Colts. A bit of a kind of weird game. They're both not.
Deshaun Watson might play. He's questionable. He could play.
I don't think he plays, but again,
quarterback.
we'll see what happens.
My pick does not change if he plays or not. I think the Browns are going to win. I'm decently confident about that because I think Gardner Minshew might throw 3 more interceptions. That Browns defense is crazy. The Colts are not going to be able to run the football, and I think they're going to get smothered.
He's going to completely, absolutely pick that Colts offense apart. Like, Gardner Minshew.
This might be controversial then.
Very controversial because I also have the Browns winning.
With Dorian, whoever they've got starting, I've got the Colts winning. I think the Colts get
Why? Why do you have the Colts winning?
I just really like Josh Downs and Michael Pittman, and I think it'll be a low-scoring game.
Donovan Peoples
I think,
but that's not my reason for picking the Browns.
They've got that.
Smasher.
They've got that guy on the.
A low-scoring game benefits the Browns a lot more than it benefits the Colts.
They've got that guy on.
Low-scoring is the way the Browns want to keep this game.
Quentin Nelson will be able to help keep Myles Garrett in check. And I think that'll be enough to get the Colts win.
Garrett was throwing around Trent Williams.
If
last week,
Deshaun Watson plays, I change my pick. But if it's the backup playing, I've got the Colts.
The Browns defense also had a little help from Greenlaw not being healthy for the Niners, and you could definitely tell. But either way,
it's the Browns. I got the Browns.
The Browns defense is so good, and I think Quentin Nelson is not going to be able to do anything because we forget they also have fucking Jadeveon Clowney on the other side, who's been good. People forget that he's on that team.
Our next game that we've got is a pretty straightforward one: Bills at Patriots. Bills.
As much as I hate the Bills this season, I also have to pick the Bills because the Patriots are just ass.
Listen, if the line is anything like under 14 on this game, if you can get the Bills 13.5, take that. They're winning by at least 2 touchdowns.
AJ, are you about to say
8.5?
Patriots?
8.5.
8.5, I'm slamming the fuck out of that. That is free.
AJ? Come on, you better not say the Patriots.
No. I got the Bills, but I think it'll be closer than people think. If the Giants can keep it that close, I think it'll be...
That's a good point. That's a fair point.
The Giants are honestly worse than the Patriots.
No, they're not. I think the Giants are better than the Patriots.
Oh, sorry. I meant the wrong thing. Yeah. I think the Patriots are much worse than the Giants.
Who shows up
I think it'll be at least 10 points.
I think Tyrod Taylor Giants would beat the current Patriots. Yeah. That is true.
8.5 points is... I'm slamming the over on that. 10 points can easily be put up. Easily.
I think
good margin.
In the divisional game, it'll be a lot closer than you think.
I gotta agree with AJ.
Well, we've got the next one, the rivalry. AJ versus James. Commanders at Giants. I'll let you two go first.
AJ, you know the Giants aren't going to win. Come on.
I have to pick the Giants, though. I got to ride with them in the divisional game. Divisional matchup, I got to ride with the Giants. Got to ride with my team.
Is there any news on Daniel Jones?
It doesn't matter if there's any news on Daniel Jones.
I don't care.
Sam Howell is looking good.
Bad news about Daniel Jones might be better for the Giants
Honestly,
than good news.
as long as we give the ball to Saquon,
He was pretty good.
give the ball to Saquon.
Saquon Barkley is questionable with an ankle injury.
Well, he's always questionable.
Tell me he was questionable last week.
That is true.
That's true.
Well, so I'm guessing, James, you're taking the Commanders?
Of course.
So 3 interceptions.
Well, I've got mine right here.
Ooh.
Sam Howell has
Ooh.
been brilliant this season. He's been, if I grab the stats here, he has been a top 10 QB in passing yards. He's had a really good quarterback rating of, if we can grab it here, 90.1, better than a lot of the quarterbacks, especially Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor.
Hey, don't bring Tyrod into this.
And the Commanders.
In Tyrod Taylor's defense, Scary Terry is better than any weapon that they have, other than Saquon.
But also, the Commanders have a good D-line.
Samuel is.
Hill was getting a couple sacks.
I think they'll
Good
be.
pass rush.
I think they will stop Saquon pretty well.
Chase is about to get ran through.
It's going to be
Chase
the
Young, 2
Commanders,
sacks.
and
2
I
sacks.
honestly
Mark it
think
here.
you
2
can
sacks
get.
for Chase Young.
What's the line on? What is the line on the Commanders?
That sucks.
Yeah,
3 points, Washington. 3 points.
Easy. Commanders slam that. I think they win by a touchdown.
Slam that.
But if you can get it at 3 and you get the field goal cover as well, that's brilliant. Definitely Commanders. Because I think Commanders definitely win, and it's by 3, possibly 7. I think that's a great deal. And Aiden, what's your pick?
I'm thinking Washington. Sam Howell's better than Daniel Jones. Their offensive line is better than the Giants. Their defensive line is better than the Giants. Their safeties are better than the Giants. Every single position, besides running back, are better than the Giants.
Giants corners pretty good. Giants corners are
Giants
pretty
corners are not that good.
Brian Robinson
No.
might be better
No, he's not. He's not.
Also, a tight end is better.
Oh yeah. The known running back room of Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson is gonna really
He did better than Bijan Robinson
Tight ends are better.
last week.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
That's true. I forgot. After I have the Giants tight end.
On a nice.
Yeah, but who is going to throw to the Giants tight ends?
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem.
See, here's the thing: the Giants
alright.
picked apart by tight ends, but you don't have any good ones. So
Logan Thomas is pretty
Hey, Logan Thomas is okay. He's fine. He's fine. He's whatever.
Whatever. I'm still picking the Commanders to win. I'm pretty firm on that.
Our next game, Falcons at the Bucks.
Give me the Bucks.
The straight up Bucks. All right.
Yeah, I mean,
Respect
the Falcons played the Commanders last week, so I saw what the Falcons are capable of, and it's not much. Give me the Bucks.
Also the Bucks.
I will be taking the Buccaneers in this game.
Smash it with the controversial.
Okay,
Goddamn
Falcons.
Smasher.
I'll be
Come
against
on.
you guys again here. I've got the Falcons. Bijan.
Smasher. As the
think
number one
you
Bijan enjoyer,
good
the
job.
Buccaneers' run defense is really good.
But I also
And
think
Desmond
Drake
Ritter
London,
sucks,
Paul
so.
Pitts has been getting more involved. Johnny Smith. I've got the Falcons.
Yeah. By the way, Ritter last week against the Commanders, 3 interceptions, 2 of which were basically at the goal line, red zone interceptions.
They were so awful too.
I'm gonna
interception. He threw it to nobody. He threw it to nobody.
He threw it straight up, basically.
Into the end zone. Like, what are you doing?
I was doing a Hail Mary on the 3-yard line.
I'll keep the controversy. Yeah, I'm going Falcons.
Alright.
Controversy.
All right, the next game is Lions at Ravens. Interesting matchup of 2 teams that have been pretty good recently.
Pretty good. I'm taking the Lions. I think the Lions are sneaky good
I don't
this
know
year,
about
and
sneaky.
I
There's
think.
one, there's nothing sneaky about that.
I don't think it's sneaky.
Well, yeah,
I
it
don't
was
think it's
sneaky until while the Eagles and 49ers were undefeated. It was sneaky good because no one was really talking about
That
it.
is true. That is true. It was sneaky.
Now everyone's saying, they're saying the same record.
They're tied for best in the
now?
NFC.
We've got Chiefs, Eagles, Niners, Lions,
Chiefs is
three
far
other
now.
teams.
Are we talking about 5-1 teams?
The
Out of
Commanders.
5-1, the Dolphins and the Eagles.
The Dolphins. So yeah,
The
5
Commanders.
teams. 5 teams are 5-1 right now,
The Commanders are not 5-1.
which is
You're right. The Commanders are 6-0.
That's true.
And
Yeah, I
I
like
did read
Jacobs as a
I did
QB
read
as
a
well.
stat today that this is the furthest into a season that the Lions have still been the best record in the NFL, even if it is tied, since the 90s.
Yeah.
It's been a really good season for them. That's why I'm picking them in this game.
It's a special Lions team. However, I think they might lose this game. I don't think it's because they're worse. It's really hard to win this many games in a row. They've won 4 games in a row. It's really hard to keep winning in a row without something happening.
I also have the Lions in this game.
I'd be surprised? No. But if the Ravens win, I'll be like, yeah, makes sense.
I think it's a very close game. This is coin toss. Would not advise betting on either team in this game. It is a
Baltimore is favored by 3 points for some reason. I don't know why they're
What
favored.
are they talking about?
Much more
I don't know why they're favored. I think the Lions should be favored.
Lions spread could
I'd
be
be
north
much more
there.
confident in the Lions with David Montgomery healthy. But even so,
Oh,
I'm
Was
still
your boy?
picking the Lions.
yeah. Is
Lions
Monty
is
definitely
right.
out?
Monty's
He's questionable.
It says he's questionable, but he like broke his rib or something. He
I
won't.
think he's in there.
Gibbs going to be back.
Gibbs will be back.
Because if
They think
Gibbs is
Gibbs will be
back, I'm
back.
still confident enough
Are
on
we
the
actually gonna
Lions.
get to see Gibbs' potential finally? Without
No,
Monty?
no, they'll give it
Without
to
No,
Monty?
we're not.
give it to someone else.
Greg Reynolds. Mark it down right here. Craig
Craig
Reynolds is going to
fucking
have more
Reynolds,
carries.
Mr. Craig Reynolds, who PFF has rated higher than
Sam
CMC.
Laporta back this week?
Yeah, no.
he
played-
He's still
he-
questionable with Cap, but
He should be back.
He
but
played
not
last
so.
week. He played last week. He was never out. He'll play.
Yeah, alright, so 3 Lions, 1 Ravens.
Yeah.
Our next one, Aiden, Steelers Rams. Steelers at the Rams. We're in LA.
Y'all already know. I'm picking the Rams. I don't care if Kyron Williams is out. We weren't going to be able to run the football anyway. All right? It's the Steelers defense. But I'm not confident that we'll score that many points. But honestly, 2 touchdowns might be enough to beat the Steelers. Let's be for real. The Rams defense has been decent because the Steelers O-line is terrible. If they run Najee Harris up the middle, Aaron Donald may decapitate him. Like, it might happen. Kenny Pickett's not very good. They're just not good. They're not good. They're not a good team.
My first thing is, to all Steelers fans, any Steelers fans that are watching this, I'm a huge Kenny Pickett hater, which is why I'm picking the Rams, and I think the Rams will win this. They're wide receivers.
Well,
All the stuff I talked
TJ
about.
Watt is questionable.
He was questionable. He
But
didn't practice today. I mean,
no,
I just know the Rams are
good.
good.
Rams are winning.
it is a pretty tight game. Oh, what's the spread on that one? Yeah, are the Steelers
Rams
favorites?
by 3. Rams by
Okay,
3.
yeah.
I wasn't expecting the
I
Rams
mean-
to actually be favored.
Yeah, I thought the Steelers would be sneaky favorites there, but
Give me the Rams.
I'm still taking the Rams.
I got the Rams as well.
That's a more 50-50 game. I think Steelers could win that.
50-50, and we're all in agreement. It's pretty.
Yeah, I mean, I
I
think
think,
it's
I think
just
it could go either way. It's all going to depend. It's all going to depend on how many points the Rams offense scores. Because if the Rams offense scores 21 points, they will win the
I
game.
think they get 3, maybe 4 touchdowns, and I don't think the Steelers keep up. I think they maybe get 2.
The Steelers' corners aren't that good, and if Minka is out, which I'm not entirely sure if he is, if Minka doesn't play well, Cooper Kupp will put up like 150 yards.
We saw Matt Canada's play calling all throughout this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Okay.
sums it up.
When
That
you
sums it
have,
up.
Chance to follow you at non-football games, you know you're doing something incredibly wrong.
We've got next the Cardinals at the Seahawks. I've got the Seahawks.
I got the Seahawks as well. I think it's a pretty clear choice.
Cardinals, I've really respected what they've done with Josh Dobbs and pushing through, but the Seahawks are a playoff contender. Fringe playoff contender, they're a playoff contender. I think they win.
I agree.
Yeah.
I have the Seahawks winning by less than you think. I think they'll win by 3. I think they'll win by a field goal.
No, I like that.
Yeah.
A field goal, maybe 7. It's not going to be a blowout.
But
No, I think
That's an easy
the
game.
Cardinals are very scrappy, and the Seahawks. Tyler Lockett and DK are both questionable. They'll probably both play. DK's been questionable 4 weeks in a row, and he just kind of plays anyway because he doesn't really care because he's DK. So
Take one moment.
The next game
Saquon
will
never
be
plays. What are you talking about?
The Packers at Denver.
oh goodness me, Russell Wilson.
2 underperforming teams. Denver coming off a sloppy loss to the Chiefs. I can't even remember what the Packers did. Did the Packers have a bye last week?
Yeah, they did.
I don't
I
remember.
think they might have. Yeah.
I have Luke Musgrave in too many leagues to.
Listen, I mean, everyone's thoughts. What are everyone's thoughts?
I got Packers.
I think the
Very
Packers
low
will win. I don't think Russell Wilson is very good. The Packers' defense is fine, whatever, but the Broncos are terrible, and I think they'll probably lose. I think the spread says Green Bay by 1. I think Green Bay will win by like 7.
Wow.
If you can get an alternate spread on that, where you can get like 6.5 points in favor of the Packers, I'd do that. I think they could cover a touchdown. Probably give you pretty good odds.
Packers are a nice young team. I think over the next few years, we're gonna see them take the same course that the Lions have taken over the last couple years, and they'll be back to contenders in that division.
I mean, that always happens with the Packers. They end up with a Hall of Fame quarterback every
Yeah.
fucking year.
It ain't Jordan Love. I'll tell you that
Obviously
right
not
now.
that guy,
It is
but
not Jordan Love.
but the history
I am
they've
Jordan Love
had.
believer.
Michael Penix Jr. Yeah,
I
but
don't
see,
like him.
you being a Jordan Love believer makes me believe in him less.
I'm also a Matthew Stafford believer.
Oh,
James,
You don't count.
what's your pick for this game?
I also have Green Bay winning.
I think it's going to be the Broncos. Jair Alexander's going to clamp up whoever's their wide receiver 1 at this point. I mean, they're not throwing to Judy. They're not really throwing to Mims. They're not really throwing to Sutton. They're not really throwing
95 passing yards last game. 95 passing yards.
They're not really. They're not throwing. So Jair Alexander's going to have a field day. I think he gets a pick. And Aaron Jones is back at practice. He can
The
play this week.
Broncos defense is terrible. Aaron Jones will probably have 100 rushing yards. I would say he's probably going to have 100 rushing yards. If his rushing yard line is low, I'd smash it. The Broncos defense is horrific
I
and
can check that line.
not good. You should get a little closer to the camera.
In the meantime, the next game is Chargers at the Chiefs. Chiefs by 1 million.
Yeah, I want to hear you.
you.
Do you have any reasons other than being a
No, I'm a Chiefs fan.
Mahomes Glazer? All right.
No, being legitimate. I've pulled it up, and we've now won 3 straight against the Chargers. I just like us more. The Chargers looked really bad against the Cowboys.
Oh, you like the Chiefs more than the Chargers.
I
I can
I
tell.
think Rasheed Rice has been really coming into his own. Kelsey's getting even further away from that injury that sidelined him. Our O-line's looking good. Our defense is looking much better. I think it's going to be a close game. It always is. The last 3 games, 3-point win for us, 3-point win for us, 6-point win for us. So it's going to be a close
The
game.
Chargers looked bad last week.
Either team is going to
Did
win
you
by a
forget
field
the
goal.
game that you played against the Broncos?
Oh no,
damn,
we
take
also
your mic out
played
your
awful.
mouth.
I think we both played awful. And I think we're slightly better than the Chargers. I've got the Chiefs winning by 3, maybe 7. They can really put it.
I agree with you, but I think the Chiefs are a lot better than the Chargers. I don't think the Chargers look good at all. I mean, you look at what they did last week, and it just wasn't good.
I mean, it was Austin Eckler had really bad rushing performance. That's what really hurt him. And
No, I didn't think Justin Herbert looked that good either.
the Chiefs' defense is a bit susceptible to rushing at times, which means Eckler really wants to get it started, he might rush a lot. Our passing defense has been our strength with Chris Jones and McDuffie and Snead, but as we saw with Russell Wilson throwing for 95 yards, but that's also Russell Wilson. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs will win. I think the Chiefs really do own their division. It's their division to lose. They're not going to lose it. Andy Reid won't lose this game. You said it was at Arrowhead?
It's at Arrowhead. That is the...
They're going to win. I think they'll win by 14. I think they'll blow them out.
Then again, last week's game was also at Arrowhead.
I think it's a Mahomes bounce back because he hasn't played that well this season. I think it's a vulnerable defense. I think he's just going to cook. I think he's going to look like vintage Mahomes. It's going to be a good game.
I'm thinking there could be some lines in this game. I think both quarterbacks possibly taking their over on passing yards. There could be a bit of passing in this game. There could be a bit of a shootout type of game because every game has been
a bit of passing between the Chargers and the Chiefs.
The last three scores we've had 30-27, 27-24, 34-28, 30-24, 38-21. Every game, both teams have scored 20. So
I know Chiefs allow a lot of scoring, and they just
both their passing yards are about 270 this game.
And that's very high, but also I could see both of them hitting. To be honest, Mahomes is more likely though. If I'm taking Mahomes,
will definitely hit.
Herbert, maybe stay away from being that high. If you can get him for around 250, take it. Mahomes at 270, 280 even. I'm confident Mahomes will hit 300.
Yeah.
I think he gets 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Just has a good retro Mahomes game. Yeah, I am. And I think Mahomes has a good game. He could have a shit game. I don't know. But I think he returns to form a bit. And
I think we should.
I hate him.
I think we should move on to the game of the week.
Oh,
the game.
Yeah.
Dolphins Eagles.
Sunday night. Sunday Dolphins at Eagles.
Oh, the Eagles are about to get exposed. So
massive game.
Yeah, they already did. They already did get exposed.
You've got the Eagles. The Eagles are supposed to be this well-rounded team, and the Dolphins are supposed to be no defense or offense.
They are indeed.
We're about to see if the all offense strategy works. I mean,
number one in
passing. It's gonna work.
It's gonna
work.
I am a full Dolphins believer this year.
I mean,
I think the Dolphins make a deep run. If they don't
listen, the one team I'm scared of as the Chiefs. I look at our schedule for the rest of the year. The only game I'm really scared of is the Dolphins in Germany. I think the Dolphins beat us. I think they beat us heavily. Yes. I think the Dolphins are much better than even people now are giving them credit for. I think the all-offense plan will work, and I think they could even make it to the Super Bowl.
Out for the season.
I think they might win it, because I also...
A-Chain's only gone for 4 weeks. He'll be back. I think it's 4 weeks, and then he has a bye, which...
There's something we're forgetting about with the Dolphins. Jalen Ramsey may be back.
Jalen Ramsey I've heard possibly not this week because it's going to be a whole getting back into the grind of the NFL. He could be on a limited snap count if he does come back. Next week, I think he could be back.
Ramsey, man.
I think when he comes back, if he comes back next week, I think he's going to make this Dolphins team on another level.
I might have the Dolphins winning out. Like, the rest of the season.
In the game?
I might have the Dolphins winning out.
Is their schedule easy?
I mean, their only real trick... I know they play the Chiefs. Again, that's going to be their big game, but...
The Patriots, who they'll blow the fuck out. After the Chiefs, it's Raiders, who they'll blow out.
Yep, easy.
Which...
Jets are going to win. They just beat the Eagles. I think the Jets are hard right now.
Cowboys, Ravens, Bills.
Listen to the Commanders.
Those last 3 weeks.
I could see. Okay, Ravens and Bills are definitely.
Ravens, Bills, back to back. Might.
I think they'll lose to the Bills because if they have won out to that point, they will have clinched the 1 seed. They won't play their starters.
That's what I think.
No way would they play.
Bills lose a couple more games. and they're in a bit of a like win to get in the playoff situation or win to improve their seeding, and the Dolphins have the 1 seed,
Yeah.
the Dolphins are
If the
probably going to
Dolphins
sit.
start all their starters the rest of the season,
Yeah.
they went out.
Especially with the speed that the Dolphins have, probably a good idea to give them an extra week of rest. Like 2 weeks rest coming in the playoffs is
The
brilliant.
Dolphins' speed is insane.
That'll be horrific. Oh my god.
Back
The
on
Dolphins
topic.
should just be our track team for the Olympics because that speed on that team is insane.
Flag football team.
Like,
We've got back to the game. Dolphins at Eagles. Who do we all have winning?
Dolphin. I think everyone has Dolphins,
yeah.
right?
I think Dolphins are going to win. I think
I think it's a tighter game than people think, but
I think it's still going to be
Jalen
tight.
Hurts-
I think a 7-point win. For
I don't think it's going to be tight. I don't think it's going to be tight.
Either run away with this game in the first half, or if they don't run away with it in the first half, it goes to overtime.
I'm pretty sure I saw a couple
I can see
injury
that
reports
happening.
around that game as well.
I
if
think-
I can find them.
I think Tyreek Hill will go for 200 yards.
Wow.
I think he'll do 200 yards this game. I think he will.
How many do you have Mostert going for?
I mean,
Because
the Eagles' corners are really good though. That's
Yeah,
the
but
problem.
Tyreek Hill.
I mean,
it doesn't matter. It's Tyreek Hill. It does not matter how good they are. It doesn't matter.
Over 200 plus. What you got Mostert doing?
probably not.
Like 98,
On plus, I mean,
98 yards and a touchdown. 98 yards and a touchdown.
we got
That's rushing and receiving, not just rushing. 90 yards and a touchdown.
yeah.
I think if Jeff Wilson is back, he gets around 40 rushing yards. He's not
I
back.
did see he is training this week. It's leaning towards he's going to be back.
Wilson.
So
Yeah, I think
yeah.
Tyreek Hill will have 1,000 yards and probably 7 touchdowns after this week.
Yeah,
Probably.
Dolphins. So the last game of the round, Monday Night Football, 49ers at the Vikings. I know the Niners had a bad loss last week, but Niners, come on now, it's the Vikings.
And Justin Jefferson is still out.
Vikings,
Okay.
Kirk without Jay Jettas on prime time.
God.
It's over with. It is over
It's a
with.
Vikings nightmare.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Situation for any Vikings.
I think if you can get the Niners winning by 2 touchdowns, what's the line on that one?
6.5.
San Francisco by 6.5.
Slam it. That's an easy line.
Yeah, I agree with that.
A touchdown, they'll easy. I think the Vikings struggle to even score 20, and I think the Niners do a bit of torching and score.
What if the Vikings win? What do we do if the Vikings win?
If the
No,
Vikings
will
win,
win.
Brock Purdy has to be hung on a stake.
Dude, if the Vikings win on prime time against the Niners, it'll probably be the most embarrassing loss the Niners have had in a
We've got
while.
some injury reports.
The Vikings win that game if CMC does not play. And Debo.
Well, we've got the injury reports here says that Debo's going to be back with a small performance dip, so he will play and he will play.
Small
pretty well up to
performance dip is just
standard.
going from CMC to Saquon Barkley.
It looks like CMC might not play
He's got an oblique, right?
because they say 3 to 4 weeks to
Who
heal.
has one of those?
He could play through it if it's mild. They're going to have an MRI to see whether he can play. They've got a bye in week 9, so he might play in
CMC's out,
week 9.
if CMC's out, things are going to be bleak. All right, they're going to be bleak.
I would wait for
it's gonna be
the news.
difficult.
I would wait for the news before betting on that Niners line because I feel like if CMC is out, that line could drop to like 3.5 or something a little bit more manageable.
And then you bet that.
And you bet
And you
that.
bet that.
But either way, you're going to bet it. But if you see CMC's in, or even if you just want to now, bet that 6.5 because it will go up if CMC's confirmed in. It'll probably go up to something like 14, which I still think they cover. But like,
CMC, I am 100% taking a UX receiving line at 65.5.
I'll be honest, that's really good. That's and do not take Jordan Addison's receiving line because apparently Kirk doesn't care
you
about
should
his
do
wide
it.
receiver
You
ones.
should do it. No, he doesn't.
That was what fucked me last week, and I want to kill myself because of it. I would have won, I think it was $300. I didn't because of Kirk. I hate Kirk Cousins. I hate Jordan Addison. I hate the Vikings.